Welcome back. Welcome back. If you're anything like the people who actually want to master this craft, the ones who aren't just winging it on TikTok, you know that mastering performance isn't about a single trick or a perfect line. It's about understanding the deep psychological currents that move crowds and compel action. Today, we are doing the full, unabridged deep dive exploration of one of the most powerful concepts in persuasion, social proof. This isn't just theory, this is the blueprint for making people feel like they have to join your movement. The core thesis here is simple, yet profoundly complex, leveraging the perceived consensus of a group, showing who else has bought it or agreed to it, to make your target feel compelled to join the popular trend. Think about it. Humans are fundamentally social creatures. We are wired for belonging. When we see others doing something, our brains immediately jump to the conclusion that if everyone else is doing it, it must be correct, desirable, and safe. This isn't just a marketing tactic, it's a fundamental vulnerability in human psychology that we are going to exploit, ethically, of course. We aren't tricking people, we are simply showing them reality, the reality of consensus. Let's break down the scientific definition first, because understanding the science gives you authority. Social proof is the psychological phenomenon where people assume that actions and beliefs of others reflect the correct or desirable behavior, leading them to conform to perceived group consensus. It's not just people like it. It's a cognitive shortcut. When faced with uncertainty, and every single purchase decision, every performance choice, starts with uncertainty, our brains look around for cues. We are pattern-seeking machines, and the easiest pattern to spot is everyone else is doing this. If your product or service can successfully tap into that innate need for belonging and correctness, you have gold. You're not selling a widget, you're selling inclusion. You're selling the feeling of being in the know. Now for the human translation, because theory is useless without application. The simplest way to frame this concept to your client or audience is, everyone else in your industry is doing this. Don't be left behind. That phrase carries immense weight. It taps into fear of missing out, FOMO, which is one of the most potent motivators known to man. You are creating a subtle, yet powerful sense of urgency and competitive necessity. If you can make someone feel that by not adopting your method or product, they will be left behind, that they will miss out on the collective success, you have successfully activated social proof. This isn't manipulation, it's simply pointing out the prevailing tide. You are positioning yourself as the guide who knows where the current is flowing. The actionable hack, which is where most people fail because they treat it like an afterthought, is that you must quantify social proof immediately. Do not wait until the end of your presentation or website copy to drop a testimonial. You need to hit them with the numbers right out of the gate. Start strong. Use phrases like, "Our top 5 clients include," or even more powerfully, 9/10 users report. The specificity is key here. Saying "many people love this" is weak. Saying 93% of beta testers reported a 40% increase in efficiency within the first week is undeniable proof that demands attention and trust. You are transforming vague claims into hard data points, which instantly elevates your perceived credibility. Let's talk about implementation across different platforms. If you are building an online course or digital product, don't just use testimonials, build a visible counter that shows how many people have enrolled today. A live enrollment ticker is pure social proof gold. It creates the illusion of constant demand and momentum. For physical products, display a bestseller badges prominently. Use limited edition drops combined with messaging like, "This item sold out 4 hours ago" to another customer. This scarcity, coupled with consensus, is a killer combination. You are making the purchase feel less like a risk and more like joining an exclusive club of successful people. When you are speaking, whether it's a keynote, a webinar, or even just talking to one-on-one clients, you need to weave social proof into your narrative naturally. Don't interrupt the flow with "and by the way, look at our reviews." Instead, integrate it. In fact, when we implemented this exact strategy for client X, they saw a 30% lift in engagement within 2 weeks. You are using case studies as evidence of consensus. You are saying, this isn't just my opinion, this is what has demonstrably worked for others like you. The power here lies in the transferability of success. Your audience thinks, if it worked for them, and they are similar to me, then it must work for me too. Think about the psychology of early adopters. When you launch something new, you need to cultivate that initial group of believers, the pioneers. These people are your first wave of social proof. They aren't just paying customers, they are evangelists. Give them special access, make them feel important, and then leverage their enthusiasm. Their positive word of mouth becomes the foundational evidence for everyone else who follows. You are essentially building a bandwagon effect from the ground up. The early adopters validate the concept, making it safe for the mainstream market to join. Another advanced technique is leveraging expert consensus. If your field has recognized authorities, academics, industry leaders, highly respected figures, who have endorsed your method or product, you must display that endorsement prominently. A logo wall of reputable partners isn't just decoration, it's a psychological shield against skepticism. It says, the people who know better than us agree with this. This is the highest form of social proof because it bypasses personal doubt and appeals to established institutional trust. When dealing with B2B sales, the social proof needs to be hyper-specific. Don't just say we serve large companies. Say, Fortune 500 companies like Acme Corp and Global Solutions utilize our platform daily. The name recognition is everything. It provides a level of security that generalized claims can never match. You are using association to transfer credibility. If these giants trust you, the target audience assumes they must also be trustworthy. And let's talk about user-generated content, UGC. This is the most authentic form of social proof because it comes from peers, not paid marketing teams. Encourage your users to share their results, photos, videos, success stories. When a potential customer sees a peer sharing genuine joy and measurable improvement, that emotional resonance is far more powerful than any polished ad copy. It feels real, unfiltered, and therefore, trustworthy. If your industry is highly regulated or requires trust, like finance, healthcare, or security, the social proof must focus on safety and reliability. Show certifications, display high star ratings with verifiable review counts, and highlight longevity. The message shifts from the join the trend to the join the proven standard. You are mitigating risk for the buyer by showing that countless others have already navigated this successfully. Remember, the goal is to make the decision feel inevitable. When you successfully deploy social proof, the prospect doesn't ask, should I buy this? They think, of course I should buy this, everyone else has. You have shifted the burden of doubt from them onto your competitor or their current status quo. This psychological pivot is where the real money is made. Let's consider the negative application as well. If you don't show social proof when it's available, you are leaving money on the table. Silence is interpreted as lack of demand or failure. You must constantly feed the evidence stream. Every piece of positive feedback, every successful implementation, needs to be captured and displayed immediately. Think of your entire marketing funnel as a constant echo chamber of success. When crafting copy, use collective pronouns, we, us, and our. This subtly draws the reader into the group. It makes them feel like they are already part of the community you are building. Instead of writing "this product is good," write "join thousands who have found this solution indispensable." You are making membership sound desirable, not just functional. This concept also applies to scarcity. If you combine the social proof, everyone else is buying this, with artificial or genuine scarcity, only 5 spots left, the urgency becomes overwhelming and highly effective. The combination creates a must-have status that transcends mere utility. When you are building authority in your niche, don't just list credentials. Show the impact those credentials have had on others. Instead of saying that we were featured in Forbes, say, as seen by industry leaders at Forbes, who noted our revolutionary approach to X. You are always linking the source of credibility back to the benefit for the target audience. For educational services, social proof means showcasing alumni success. Don't just list course modules, show the careers of people who completed the program. Show before and after portfolios or salary increases. This is tangible evidence that your system works and that joining the group leads to measurable upward mobility. Consider the power of public commitments. If you can get people to publicly declare their intent or purchase, whether it's signing up for a wait list or posting about joining, you are activating social proof in real time. The commitment itself acts as a psychological anchor, making them less likely to back out later. In the context of performance art or physical training, social proof means showcasing visible transformation. Before and after photos are classic for a reason. They provide undeniable visual evidence that the method works on human bodies, the ultimate form of tangible results. The body itself becomes the testimonial. When you are speaking to a large group, use rhetorical devices that imply consensus. Phrases like, "as many of you here know," or "the data overwhelmingly suggests." Immediately place the audience in an assumed state of agreement with your premise. You are leading them into the bandwagon without forcing it. This requires meticulous data collection. You need systems in place to capture every positive interaction, every compliment, every successful use case, every piece of praise. If you are not systematically gathering proof points, you are leaving the most valuable marketing asset, social evidence, scattered and unutilized. Let's talk about niche social proof. Sometimes, generalized praise isn't enough. You need to prove that the product is perfect for their specific subgroup. Targeting the top 1% of designers use this is far more potent than the many people use this. It creates an aspirational status symbol. The emotional component of social proof is key. People don't just buy things, they buy feelings, the feeling of belonging, the feeling of being smart, the feeling of competence. By showing others succeeding, you are selling that desired emotion and status. When integrating social proof on a landing page, don't just dump testimonials. Curate them. Group them by the pain point they solve or the demographic they represent. This allows the visitor to see themselves reflected in the successful stories, making the connection immediate and personal. Think about the power of collective action in physical spaces. If you are selling a gym membership, don't just show equipment, show groups of people working out together. The visible community aspect is the proof that this isn't an isolated effort, it's a shared journey. If you are selling high-ticket items, the social proof needs to be about exclusivity and vetting. Show that only qualified individuals or members can access it. This elevates the perceived value from too expensive to exclusive privilege. Another critical element is addressing skepticism head-on using social proof. If people are doubtful, show them the data that convinced others. Use phrases like, "we know you're skeptical," which is fair. But look at what these 500+ users have reported. You acknowledge their doubt and immediately neutralize it with collective evidence. When dealing with international markets, social proof must be localized. Use local testimonials, reference local cultural touchstones, and show that the product is successful within their specific community context. Generic global success stories can feel distant. The ultimate goal of social proof is to reduce perceived risk. By showing that hundreds or thousands of others have already taken the leap without incident, you are essentially guaranteeing safety in the eyes of the target audience. You are making the decision feel safe and validated. Mastering this concept means understanding that social proof is not a single tactic, but an entire ecosystem of trust building. It requires constant vigilance in gathering data and strategic placement of evidence across every touchpoint, from the initial ad click to the final checkout page. So, go out there. Don't just make claims, prove them with the chorus of voices that have already succeeded. Leverage the wisdom of the crowd. Make your audience feel like they are not only joining a trend but joining the definitive movement. That is how you build unstoppable momentum and achieve true market dominance.